Right, I want to talk about Photoshop with brushes. So if you go to Google and download Google Photoshop brushes, you'll start seeing lots of different options of what you could use. Uh, Under all, I find the Brush Easy website the easiest to navigate, but there's tons of different websites you're welcome to explore. Uh, Browse by category, so maybe I'm looking for geometric brushes. And then I'm going to find my geometric brushes. So here I have some pattern brushes. Those look pretty cool. Oh, I really like this one here. I think those look like a cool texture overlay. So from there, it says brushes, free download. I have to wait my couple seconds to get my free download. And it should add the brushes to my downloads over here. Perfect. Okay. So I'm in my document. I've created a rather large, this is 80 inches by 40 inches document. And then I'm going to go to Window and turn on my brush. Okay. See how it's grayed out? To actually make it less gray, you hit B on your keyboard. Okay, that's how it turns on. And then I have my current brushes. I'm going to hit the brush presets. So there's brush presets. These are the default brushes in your gallery, but we're going to load some new ones. So to load the new ones, you go down to the bottom, and it's this little grid looking thing, and you select load. I'm going to go to my downloads because it's the last file we installed, and then it adds those brushes to the very end right here. So I'm going to say done. I can scroll down now to the bottom here, and I'll have those newest ones I've just downloaded. So they default to a certain size. As you can see, if the size is too small, you can increase the size. If the size is too big, you can decrease the size, okay? By all means, explore this menu. Again, it works with whatever colors in your paint bucket. So choose your paint bucket color, and then you can draw. And it creates that brush effect that I had just downloaded. This would be a really cool overlay on top of my graphic, maybe even if I use some SJS kind of colors, would that look really cool? So you're kind of just exploring the menu. If you're finding it too small, you can do that, but you can also change the opacity. So maybe I want it to be more transparent when it goes in. So that's 50%, that's 20%. So you can kind of play around with those. I don't like the circles as much as the lines, so I'm gonna undo them. But again, please explore because you'll find really interesting things and that add texture and depth to your design. So when you're done, this is the key. If you just save it as the background, you're going to run into some errors. So you're going to want to make sure that you do a couple of things when you use your brushes. Make a new layer. Turn off the background layer. Okay? And I'm going to grab my brush menu, and that's the layer I'm going to draw on. Otherwise, this brings in as a white background, which is totally fine if that's what you wanted, the white background. You could save it as a JPEG. But if you want it to be an overlay, you definitely need the transparent components behind it. On. And so when I create my design now, I like working in the brush presets menu. But again, it's to each their own. You're going to create kind of your design. As you can see, it's very faint because it's on low opacity. There we go. And so it's slowly adding some pieces to my screen. Use this one. I'm going to use a couple different ones, and then we can bring it in. Ooh, very cool. Okay. See, exploring with you. This. Okay. This looks pretty good. So I'm going to save this as a JPEG file. Save as, sorry, PNG. File save as PNG, and I call it overlaid texture. So I know what I'm referring to. Okay. Saving, going into my saving file. When this is done saving, we'll go into InDesign. So again, it's a matter of if you want to have the background, then work on the first layer. If you don't, then you create a new layer and hide that background. Very very cool looking. So once this is done saving and I go back into my InDesign and Command D, the reason it's taking a while to save is I kind of wanted it really large to go over the whole graphic. And so it's a very large file format. And I can't pause. I'm like big time video recording, so you guys have to just wait with me, unfortunately. There we go. Okay, Command D. Actually, I'm going to make a new layer. Command D, put that at the top. Overlay texture picture. Open. There it is. Okay. So as you can see, it's transparent, so it's saved as a PNG. Sorry, I'd replaced the other one the first time. And so that kind of creates a cool dynamic. And if you're finding that the opacity in here is too much, you can go back and edit, or you can just change the opacity in here. Super easy to do. But that adds kind of some depth to your graffiti wall very simply. So explore the Photoshop brushes.